Hello friends, welcome to VDS Tech Lab. Now in this video we'll discuss another Java FAQ that is very important and very easy. So that is nothing but a return statement is Java exception handling in try catch block, in try catch and finally block. Okay, we are handling exception and we are using try catch and finally block while we are going to handle exception. So what is the role of return statement that we will discuss here. So return statement in try catch and finally block. Okay, got my point. So the topic is a return statement in try, catch, and finally block. Okay, so let's start. So case one, I'll discuss case one first. So case one is nothing but what? Case one is nothing but return statement in catch and finally. See, catch and finally is also what? Is also the try and then this is catch. Okay, and then finally block. Okay, so return statement in catch and then return statement in finally. So what happens in the output that we will discuss. Fine. And now case 2 we'll discuss here immediately case 2. Case 2. In case 2 what we'll do? We'll do a return statement in catch and finally block, but a statement after finally block, but a return statement after finally block. Okay, like see this one. See here I can say try, okay, and then catch, and here the return statement is there, and finally here also return statement, and after that there is a return statement. Okay, so then what happens? And case 3 we will discuss. Okay, case 3 we will discuss what? A return statement in try block and finally block. Okay, case 3 what? Case 3 try. So this is try. Here also return statement is there. Okay, then catch. There is exception, and that we will handle or not will discuss during the program. Okay, and then finally block, and here also return statement. Okay, so these three cases we will discuss. Okay, so let's discuss practically. So first of all we'll discuss try, catch, and finally only. So see here I have written one. What? Case 1 return statement in try block and finally block. See here I have written case 1 return statement in try block and finally block. Case 2 return statement in catch and finally block. A return statement in catch and finally block. But a return statement after finally block, that we will discuss. Okay. So first of all return statement in try block and finally block. See, we'll make one class. Class name is case1, as we have already saved this one. So case underscore 1. Now this is the class, and here main method is there. Okay, now we'll create one what? We'll create one method. Okay, and in method, like see in m1 is the method. Fine. And here we will discuss try, catch, and finally. So try. So try is one of the block, and then catch. See, catch is also one of the block. Fine. And then finally itself a block. Fine. Great. Now what we can do, as per case, it is saying that return statement in try block and finally block both. So what I can do here, I'll write system dot out dot println what I am in try block. Okay, or try block itself. Then there is a return statement, return 10. I'll put the return 10 here, and catch block. Okay, So because it is saying try block and finally block. So without catch it is also a try and finally is valid. So I can remove this one. Okay. Try and finally itself a valid combination. Okay. So combination is I'll discuss in the separate dedicated video the combination of try catch finally. What is the valid combination? What are invalid combination? That we'll discuss later in video itself. And the finally block. So finally block also have a return statement. So copy this one same. Okay. And here what paste this one and then I'll write finally block here. Finally block and return 11. Fine. Return 11. So what I can do, I'll call by creating the object. I'll call by creating the object. This method I'll call M1 method. C1 equals to what? New case underscore 1. Fine. Now we'll print the M1 method. So what I can copy here this system.out.println and then what I'll do see C1 dot M1 because M1 is your method, so the signature we need to provide. Now this is fine. And we can execute directly here by pressing CTRL plus B. So see what output it will be, try block and then finally block and then 11, a return statement of finally block. Okay, so what it is doing, finally block overrides the value written by try block itself. Okay, that's why it is giving 11. So this is the case, a return statement in try block and finally block. Now we can see copy this one, another one, case 2 itself for a return statement in catch and finally. Fine. Now return statement in catch and finally. So we'll make another class, or better we can copy entire things here. Okay, entire things I'll copy here and see, and instead of case 1 it is case 2. Okay, case 2, and this one I'll remove. Fine. Okay, so case 2 copy and save with this name. This file we need to save with this name only. Okay. .java. Fine. Now, so it is saying what, a return statement in catch and finally block. In catch and finally block. So what I'll do, I'll add here catch block, and what we will do, we'll try to raise exception in try block, and then what I can do, see, int a equals to 10 oblique 0. So this is arithmetic exception. Okay, and now we'll handle the same one. Arithmetic exception, this is arithmetic exception and tail. Fine. Okay, so now remove this return statement, and instead of return statement we'll print what? We'll print a. We'll print the value of a. Fine. So directly we can print the value of a. We need not to write anything apart from that. Okay, now in catch block, so it is saying the return statement in catch and finally. So finally is already 11, and in catch block what I'll do, I'll put the catch block itself and then the return statement. Catch block and then a return statement. Return what? Return 12. Okay, here 12 and here I'll put 13. See what happens this time. Okay, so and method M1 is same. We'll create the C2, case 2 and case 2, and this one the reference variable I'll put C2 itself, and here I'll provide the C2. See, if you go through program, then you will be able to understand everything. Here in try block the exception is raised, that is arithmetic exception. In catch block it is handled, and then finally block a return statement is there. So basically we have the case return statement, catch, and finally block. So what happens in this case, we need now we can compile and run and compile. Okay, so we have a simple option ctrl plus v, and we have shown that how we can configure to compilation and run the program in Sublime Text Editor. You can watch separate video. Okay, so ctrl plus v, just press and see what happens. Expected line number 17, we haven't put line number 17. Okay, return statement, we need to provide this one, semicolon. Okay, now again press ctrl to see what happens. See, try block, catch block, and finally block. Now again 13 for what? Finally block. Again it is overrides. Okay, finally block overrides the value written by catch block itself. That's why we are getting 13. So this is also, we know if we have return statement in catch and finally block, then what will happen? This case we have seen. Now the last one, return statement, catch, and finally, but after a statement, but a statement after a return statement. Here we can write return return statement after. I mean, okay, so copy this case 3 and just open new file here itself, and in comment itself provide this one. Fine. Okay, okay, fine. So now here also I need to provide the fine. Okay, what I can do, I'll provide a multi-comment sign there, because later at later point of time it will give the error. Fine. Here I'll provide this one. Fine. Okay. Now copy the same one, earlier one. See, copy the same program, because I mean need not write. So here we need to change the case 3, see, and then save this program by using what? By using the same name. See, case3.java. Fine. Now cancel this one because I haven't taken the license yet. Now remove this one, case 2. Now case 3 is saying the return statement in catch block and finally block, that we have. See, this is catch block and finally block we have. Now after that, what? Because this is the end of the method. This is end of the method. So here also we need to provide the return statement, right? After finally block, we need to provide the return statement and return what? I'll return 14. See what happens after that. After that, what happens? After finally block, we have a return statement. Fine. So what it will give, or any statement. See, now compile and run this program. ctrl plus v. What happens? See, error, unreachable code. Here, if we provide return statement, or see, or we can provide any statement, right? This one also, like after finally block, statement st empty after finally block. Save this one and then compile and run. See, again saying what? Unreachable code. Earlier it was written, and now this time is a system.print statement. So this will give the compiler error if we are providing the any statement, return statement or any kind of statement after finally block, then it will give unreachable compile time error. Okay, so yeah, so we had discussed all 3 cases. Case 1, return statement in try block and finally block, a return statement in catch and finally block, and case 3, a return statement in catch and finally block, but after a return statement or a return or any statement, after finally block. Okay, so in these both cases, finally block return statement will execute, it will override. If it is in try block or catch block, it will override the finally block value. And now return statement after finally block, it is unreachable. It will give the compile time. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thanks a lot.